news. Nerd news. Nerd news.
I think we got a good list this week.
Yeah.
I think we got a good list this week.
Started off with an eye-opener.
Yeah. Sony Santa Monica confirms God of War Ragnarok will release this year.
I hope that's true. I mean, obviously, like, they've confirmed it, but that can still slip.
And they showed a little gameplay.
Mm-hmm. And they showed that a while ago now.
Yeah, they showed it a while ago.
Was it the one where Thor showed up in the lightning?
No, that's actually the ending of the first one. Yeah,
I haven't seen the gameplay.
After this, we'll look it up. I think when did they show that?
it's been a few months.
But what was it though? Was it an event or was it?
I don't remember.
It was an event, right?
Maybe it was
Probably the same time they showed
Game Awards?
that Wolverine gameplay.
I want to say it was Game Awards. Yeah,
with Wolverine and stuff. Yeah,
Had to be.
That's when they showed it. They wouldn't just randomly.
That was around December, so it's been like 4 months.
Yeah.
You know, I still haven't finished the first game.
That's interesting. I'm surprised you haven't.
It was during that period of time where, like, if I had to think about the game I was playing, I would just turn it off after like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
because it was so late at night.
But when like that had some puzzles in it and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah, like that's a game.
That's one of the top 5 ever. Ever made
for me.
Whenever I get unhooked from Gran Turismo, I'll hop on it.
We need to get back on Gran Turismo.
I almost did last night.
And then I also might buy MotoGP 22. But then I want to buy it because I know I'll enjoy it, but I don't want to get sick of it.
Is that the
quickly.
I don't think you'll get sick of it because I will get it at some point.
I'll wait to get it till when you get it.
I will get it. It's just that
yeah.
Give me a week.
Is it the motorcycle one that you were telling me? Okay.
No, Isle of Man is the one I was telling you, but MotoGP 2022 just came out.
Which one is that one?
That's like legit track racing, and it's like it's like a Gran Turismo style MotoGP.
It's like if we were talking about Gran Turismo is just a racing game, but then we're talking about Formula One, which is Formula One.
Was it that same one that you had me play like a couple years ago?
What? The Formula One or a motorcycle game?
It was a Formula One game.
I know we've had a Formula One game or two.
I gave up immediately.
Oh yeah, because the shifting is like. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
I mean, it's not even that, but it's
too much.
It was like the turning.
Yeah, it's a different style, but just say like MotoGP and so yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah. Anyway, what's next?
I want it. Next? Spiderman Across the Spiderverse got delayed till next year, 2023.
That one.
Take as long as you want. Take as long as you need.
We can lightly touch on that because that's Sony's like only.
The only reason
that's like A+
for that is because of Oscar Isaac.
That's the only reason you're excited for that?
Kinda. Yeah.
Dude, that's my favorite Spider-Man movie ever.
Wait.
He's voicing 2099.
Yeah.
You think that's why they're delaying it? Because he's doing like some Moonknight stuff?
Maybe.
And they're like, he needs to focus on Moonknight and
maybe. Dude, that movie is stacked with voice actors.
Yeah.
With the one coming out, the Spider-Man.
Well, and into that's still
like one
even
of the
into the
Spider-Verse
movies ever.
The female Dr. Octopus in that movie is Catherine Hahn, which is
Agatha Harkness.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, very interesting. I forgot about
it. It looks like her too.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It has like a kind of likeness.
Yeah,
but I'm fine with that. Delay it.
Yeah,
we have.
It's going to be great,
and we have another like 6 months, 7 months of this year anyway. So I'm not.
Early 2023.
And Haley Steinfeld is
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? They call her Ghost Spider now.
I've seen for it. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But okay, so the next one is interesting. We can kind of discuss.
Yeah, this
one's interesting.
Some BS.
Yeah,
and they need to not do this.
Okay, PlayStation and Xbox wants to put ads in some free-to-play games. Okay.
They also didn't clarify what exactly that means.
Right.
Like, is it going to be like a commercial break where I can't even play the game, or am I going to be driving past advertised billboards?
Or would it be something...
Because billboards, that's fine.
I think it might be a scenario to where maybe in the home, they're trying to sell you stuff in-game, but it's just... You know what I mean? It's not going to affect the game, per se.
I don't know, man. There was a
because like they're free games, so I would
have include it in the game. Like,
no, like one
playable
like
ad.
you download the game, but
Right.
then in the main page you have a lot of monetizable things that are from different companies.
Okay, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Fortnite does it in a way.
well
but
at one point NBA 2K, I think it was last year 2021. They tried implementing a patch where during timeouts it would like cut away and play a Gatorade commercial or something like that. And dude,
that's
people
people
rioted and they immediately took it back out and they said it was an accident.
do not.
How do you accidentally do that? Oops.
That's when we can have an issue is if PlayStation and Xbox are talking about kind of how they do it with other streaming services for like TV and movies, where in the middle of your show you get stuck with 2 ads that are 60 seconds apiece.
Yeah.
So like last night I was watching Fight Club on Tubi, and every 15 minutes you'd see an ad's about to start in 10 seconds.
Yep.
Now for a movie it might be a little different just because like I could kind of just get up and do my thing, but if I'm playing a video game,
Yeah.
if you stop me in the middle of
I don't care what the game is. I'm not playing that.
Yeah, no way.
It's kind of like how you download mobile games.
Yeah, that sounds like
while
mobile
you're
games,
playing it,
which I don't play.
and after 2 or 3 minutes, you get stuck with an ad that's 2 minutes long before you can keep playing.
Not interested.
Eventually, you just end up deleting it because it's so frustrating, and you pay for the full version to get rid of the. They better not do that either.
Dude,
if the game's free, it's free.
If even one of the reviews on
a mobile game.
wait, what?
you got any games on your phone? What's that?
Yeah, I don't play many mobile games.
I have checkers.
If one of the reviews says like too many ads, I'm out.
That's how. Yeah. All right, next. Moonknight episode 3 and 4 thoughts.
We didn't
can
talk
keep it
about
vague.
we didn't talk about 3, so I figured we could just quickly go over both.
Yeah, we did 2 on the last Nerd News.
Yeah.
Well, obviously 3 and 4 are the action packed.
Well, it does. I think 5 and 6 are going to like be big.
I think so too. They have. Well, they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they're past that point that they've reached.
And if they bring Lockley in the 5th episode or something,
like he's in it.
That's him. Well, that has to be.
Yeah.
He's in it. There's no way he's not in it. If they do a thing like they did in WandaVision where they make you think something is going to happen like that everybody obviously wanted and then they just don't do it, I will be very mad.
They also have no reason to leave out one of his personalities.
That's like a big part of his character.
Yeah, and how would you even pick one? Be like, we don't need Lockley.
And that kind of seemed obvious that was Lockley. Like I think they're doing everything very.
That sarcophagus in episode 4 that was shaking is clearly
Yeah.
Lockley. There's no one else that could be.
And seeing that the god at the very end, the hippo goddess,
Tower or something like
saying
that.
she could she could resurrect Mark
Yeah.
that got shot.
Well, I feel like they're in some
Because
they're in some sort of limbo, and that's just how his mind is processing.
because
Is how
in
I'm.
The water that he landed, it was
It was
you saw
shallow,
the ground,
and then from the bottom it was deep.
exactly.
I think they're in that pyramid that floats through space in a different dimension.
That could be because it seems like
I have that comic where they took this last bit of the last episode.
I'm assuming Tower I think that's how you say her name. I could be totally off. Is in one of those like she got you shopped or whatever they call it. She's in one of those little pillar things.
So does that mean that
So I think Khonshu's in there with him too somewhere.
right? And there's a bunch of
I
other
can see
Yeah,
gods in there
and I
too.
think there's like 5 other Ennead members that are, or 4 missing Ennead members that might be in there too.
Are we about to see all the other gods
Maybe.
in this? That'd be insane.
I don't know.
Dude, they just showed the hippo god.
They're either
I feel
in,
like that's a lot to put in there.
well, yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
Or I feel like because there was only like 4 members of the Ennead that put him on trial, 4 or 5, and there's 9 of them, and the real Ennead.
I counted those squares that had the statues in it, or at least I tried to.
Yeah,
I think I counted like in the double digits.
yeah, me too. But what if Gore has been killing some of the Egyptian gods?
the god butcher.
Yeah.
And if
That's
we're
how they're
see him
gonna-
in Love and Thunder, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Thor could possibly pop into. Well, no, I don't think they're.
I think that would be insane.
I don't
That-
think they're keeping it in the MCU. Like people are saying that it's kind of detached and stuff. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Detached in the sense that they're like not mentioning anything.
Right, but
Yeah.
Gore is definitely going to be. I mean, descriptions of it in Love and Thunder saying Christian Bale is going to be Gore. So
Speaking of Gore, like I feel like Christian Bale's going to bring something like very dark to
Me
this.
too.
because I rewatched American Psycho before or after I watched.
He's got range.
Dude, that's one of my favorite movies, man.
And like watching that and then watching Batman Begins, I was like, all I see is American Psycho.
Well, especially American Psycho, because they laid it into that superficial psychopath, like crazy.
So like imagine that, but in a God butcher.
Yeah.
So super sexy God butcher.
And
Dude, I wake up and do 366 push-ups, and I lather my face with.
in the comics, he has Noel's blade.
Yeah.
So how are they going to do that?
Well, I feel like they could be reaching into like
Noel being the
symbiotes.
king of the symbiotes,
right,
aka
and
Venom,
then kind of have because.
or he's not Venom.
And Venom mentioning like the hive mind and just like I feel like they might be leaning in the future where like Null could be one of the big baddies later on.
That'd be crazy, dude. I can't even imagine.
But that's a problem because then they'd have to lay into Venom a little more. But then again, they have Blade, and then they have, which kind of leans into Null as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would. I feel like they're going to do something to change it up completely to where it's not even mentioning Null. Because
they could easily do that.
A lot of people thought that Thor's sister Hela had the Necro sword.
Oh,
blade,
really?
Because of how her knives came out of her head and the swords. Because like that's what it does. It kind of like shifts forward.
Yeah, it's like it's a symbiote too, isn't
symbiote.
it? Yeah.
It's a symbiote.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people thought that she had it in her, but they never said anything about it. So
Right.
I think in the comics she does have it at some point.
I also feel like she didn't die on Asgard.
Yeah.
I feel like for her, for what she is, death isn't.
She is death.
That's what I'm saying. Like like the event that happened doesn't seem like what our perception of death would be. You know, it'd be a scenario where she could be entrapped somewhere, or kind of like where Mark is right now. You know what I mean? Like in a limbo.
Yeah.
I mean, because like as we've seen, like as Guardians, like they can be on something that explodes and just be floating through space unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very true.
Or would just Thor being
because
a god himself?
but she
Not every Asgardian is a god, right?
I don't know.
no, yeah, not every Asgardian is a god, but Hela being a goddess of death, who is stronger than Thor still because he couldn't beat her at the end of that movie, and that's at the power he's at now.
Yeah, she was strong enough to crush Mjolnir somehow.
See, that's kind of where I'm leaning into.
Yeah.
So I feel like she, like you said, she probably survived that.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, they could easily kind of put her back into the story of things when the MCU gets into the darker phase.
And just to, on a side note, talk about the Thor Love and Thunder. You know how whenever Thor sees Jane Foster summon Mjolnir, and like Mjolnir's clearly been reforged because you can see all the cracks, and he looks like stunned to see her and his hammer. In the script,
And she has a full suit.
in the
there, too, so that-
script notes, that scene says he sees Jane inexplicably wielding Mjolnir. So even he doesn't know how she has that.
Did you see some of the videos saying that Eitri gave her
The
that power?
the
or something
dwarf?
like that, yeah.
Dwarf, yeah.
It was
Well,
something about that.
I
But
haven't seen
why
that.
would Jane Foster be the one to wield any of that?
Well, there was like those leaked.
Other than she was dying.
There was like those leaked set photos from like a year ago, where it's Natalie Portman's Jane Foster standing in New Asgard, and there's like a shrine like out overlooking the water that has the because that's where his hammer got broken.
Yeah.
Where New Asgard is now,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they have like the broken pieces of Mjolnir on a shrine like in the middle of New Asgard, and the leaked set photos was her standing in front of the broken pieces.
I think I've seen
I
what
think
you're
I
talking
remember
about.
seeing that, and then didn't we see like her doing this or something to where it kind of looked?
There's another leaked set photo of her being lifted into the air.
yeah, that's the one. So I wonder if that was a scenario to where, but why would she have the power to do any of that?
I don't know. Maybe
Why is she there?
Maybe
Well,
it's
no.
it's some like remnants of the Reality Stone being a part of her.
Right. So
I don't know.
So what if it's a scenario to where she could been reality? No, then that would be way too much. Then she would be
She's like all of a sudden.
she'd be a very big.
She's all of a sudden the strongest person.
She'd be very
MCU just went way left.
and she's just jacked and she's on Thor now. No, okay, but I do remember those scenes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
I don't know. The last time we saw her, got word of her, Rocket took that out of her.
Past her at that.
So, but does that mean that when that took it out of her, she's going to be dying? Because, like, I could see that being to a point where, oh no, we have to get that out of her. I feel super guilty.
Well, the version of her that's in the MCU got it taken out of her by that dark elf guy, Malekith or whatever the hell his name was.
Since
Rocket took Rocket took it out of an alternate. Yeah.
So could it be the alternate timelines, Jane?
I don't think so.
Where's Jane in?
Oh, there is an alternate timeline because remember they put the stones back in it.
Yeah.
It goes. It all went back.
Yeah.
The right way.
We could talk about that one forever.
Yeah. We need to move on.
We need to move on there. We could keep going on that one. And my brain was
That's another video.
That started off as Moonknight episode
Oh my God.
3 and 4 thoughts. Oh God.
How did we get here?
Next time.
No, didn't we?
I mean, I guess it was.
We haven't even. Oh yeah. We're way off.
Yeah.
Next, this is gonna be interesting to edit. Next, Amy Hennig, creator of Uncharted, is making a new Star Wars game. Her studio's also working on a Marvel project. The Star Wars. Now,
the Star Wars game is confirmed to be like a linear single player story action game.
So we could skip on that for right now. I feel like we'll get to that in another episode. I feel like
maybe.
But Marvel project.
Yeah, there's no word on what that could even be.
What could the MGU, the Marvel Gaming Universe, do you think that it's pretty much
the Marvel Game-O-Matic universe?
It's hear me out here. So Insomniac has pretty much established that it's like this is what's going on because they showed the Wolverine thing. They're kind of showing that this world that they're building is going to be like Disney.
Well, there's nothing that says that they're all going to be in the same universe.
Nothing at all. But that's kind of what
That's what we hope for. Yeah.
Other than like the Avengers game, but
that shit that stuff's on its own
at all. That doesn't
leave that by itself.
But do you think that it could be a scenario to where they're not in collaboration, but in communication to where whatever Amy is going to be working on with Marvel,
I hope,
has to be in correlation with Spider-Man.
I think that would be awesome.
That world that they built in, because in the Spider-Man game, he's mentioned the Avengers. He's mentioned these things. Like these things have been mentioned in this world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So is it going to be connected? That'd be amazing.
I think it would be smart if they did that.
And her storytelling would be perfect for what Insomniac has already laid in front of us. Because those stories were some of the best games ever.
Her and Marvel go so well together. Her comedic, action and just
cinematic
storytelling is perfect for a Marvel game.
Just how clever.
It's also perfect for a Star Wars game.
Yeah, and action. It seems like almost everything has been done. But
aren't they supposed to be doing a second Star Wars game of the
Jedi Fallen Order? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that one was great.
I've heard rumors that they're going to reveal something for that very soon.
That was great. Now I played that on PS4, and so did you, right?
Yeah.
It looked amazing on PS4.
And then they dropped the PS5 update that was like 60 frames and 4K, and I replayed it.
I was about to say, that would be super fun in 60.
Yeah.
Because all the fluid...
touch that game.
You would enjoy it.
You would really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Really? You think so?
I know so.
Like, cause
that has one of the coolest Darth Vader scenes in movies, shows, or games.
And we can even watch that afterwards.
I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just, like the combat, it's fluid, it's fun, it's heartwarming at times.
I mean, yeah, if you want a good Star Wars story and you want to feel like you have force powers, it's a great game.
And if you want to, nitpick and you want quality, it's still that game.
And it's like a hero's beginning journey. Like he's just getting comfortable with his Jedi powers.
Yeah, like when it comes to like games like that, I'm stuck in the mode of like Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
because like with this is kind of like you don't have that much
open worldness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
I was about to say this one's very linear.
That's a linear game,
but it's very on purpose. Obviously, like
Right.
dude. Linear games are fantastic if
Yeah.
you want a story.
Yeah, and that's a Star Wars game that gives you story. Obviously, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an open world or anything. But
No.
it's a thing where like you're gonna play this game specifically for the story, not just to
Right.
go around
Yeah.
and just kill people.
It's like, I mean, the combat is incredible,
incredible,
and
yeah.
like the boss fights are incredible. Sometimes you fight Sith as boss fights, and it's awesome. But it's if you want a good Star Wars story, that's the game.
yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Give it a shot.
Last but not least, Love, Death, and Robots Season 3, May 20th.
I was surprised to see this,
I almost forgot about that
The
show.
second season took years.
and it didn't deliver like the first season.
It was cool.
I can't remember the second season.
It had way less cool episodes than season 1, but it had cool ones.
All of them were cool, but the first episode had emotional.
compared to season 1 and my expectations, I would say it was a disappointment.
Yeah,
I don't remember what was in it.
Yeah.
I remember maybe one thing with the whale. That's probably it. The neon whales.
Were like those kids running across the ice. In that episode, I hated that episode.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember though.
That doesn't sound familiar, so I don't think I even watched
But
it.
dude, season one.
We watched
was
season
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the werewolf one.
Hi, Joe. Yeah.
Dude, the first one, the first episode,
Sunny's Edge.
Sunny's Edge.
Which one was that one about?
That monster pit fighting thing.
Yep, I remember that.
That's
one.
Dude,
one of the coolest episodes of anything I've ever seen.
The Dracula one that was super cartoony, where they were in the
that was
caves,
great. That was great.
And then it was just a gigantic vampire Dracula, and there's just a ton of blood and just craziness.
That space one was stressful.
The space one.
The space one's great.
Yes.
The one with Michael B. Jordan, where
Yes.
he's locked in that room with that robot that's
That was season 2.
malfunctioning.
That was season 2.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, well that episode was great.
Okay, that one was good. Okay,
Dude,
so you
the
remember
astronaut of season 1 that had to cut her hand off
Yeah, that's season 2.
was incredible. No,
was
that's
season
season 1.
two?
That's season 1.
I was going to say, I remember that.
That's 100% positive. That's season 1.
I feel like that was season 1.
It is.
Okay.
And then the Air Force pilot, it's like Lucky 13 or something
Lucky
like that,
13,
was a
yeah.
great one.
The only one I didn't like was the real life one, the little mini world in the.
There was also one
or something.
about like an artist that only used blue or something like that. That one was so weird.
Then they had the murder one where she looked across.
Oh, that one was awesome.
across the
was
building, and saw
It was
the
like a
murder.
loop.
Oh yeah,
It was like a time loop.
that one's stressful too.
Don't think I remember that.
That one's stressful.
We're going off,
Yeah,
but
Anyway,
Love, Death, and Robots. Watch it.
that was your second update for Nerd
Nerd news.